Hello there, I'm Sicknick the KLP at YouTube.com, and this is Sean Herf. Today, we're starting a new little thing. It's a movie review series for like YouTube and stuff like that, and it's going to be called Movie Night In. And for today, the movie night review is going to be a film called Zombie Hunter. Zombie Hunter is a 2013 American direct-to-video action thriller film directed and written by Kevin King for the climax of Aerostorm Entertainment. The film stars Danny Trejo, and he's got Martin Copeland and Claire. I can't say her last name.
Nita Priel.
Nita Priel.
Yeah.
It's
not worth
well,
it.
No disrespect to the actors, I just don't know how to say the name. It follows a group of humans that is led by Trejo. He's portraying a character named Jose, and they're defending themselves from flesh-devouring zombies. Sounds like a typical Tuesday for me. But basically what it is, I had read a brief description on Netflix, and there's some drug that turns people into an army of zombies. So, sounds promising. And I love Danny Trejo as an actor. What are your expectations going into this film?
I'm expecting it to be good. I mean, that's not just enough information, but I mean, I'm expecting it to be a little cheesy. I mean, just by looking at it.
Yeah.
And I know Danny. Is it Danny? Danny Trejo. I like him as an actor.
I like Danny Trejo on everything I've seen him in. I mean, I think that he's a great actor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's going to be pretty good.
Even in his guest starring roles, he was good in Breaking Bad and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what I'm expecting a cheesy popcorn flick,
Yeah.
and I'm going to enjoy it. So we're going to watch the movie right now, and we'll cut to that, and then we'll tell you what we thought of the movie. So let's do it.
See you there.
Okay, we're at the 30-minute marker for Zombie Hunter, starring Danny. Why do I keep saying Donnie? Danny Trejo and Adam Copeland.
Yep.
Copeland. Okay. So far, it's going pretty good. It is cheesy. There's a lot of cheese. I mean, if you're lactose intolerant, I suggest not going to see this movie. But you know, like I expect. So far, my expectations aren't being shattered or being beaten. It's nothing over powerful and nothing underwhelming. The fact that they were funded by Kickstarter is pretty amazing.
That's kind of cool because I mean we're wanting to start.
Yeah, we're wanting to start one, and well, you know, I will say this: we got to meet like all of the main characters so far, and the guy that's the loner, what was his name? Hunter.
Yeah.
All right, so Hunter, he's got an interesting thing. He's the classic rough and tough loner guy who doesn't want to do the job with other people and stuff like that. And then there's the other guy. Then there's Lyle. I'm not going to reveal what Lyle has in affiliation with Hunter, but he's one of the main characters. Then we have Lyle, which is the basic guy that you want to see get his ass kicked.
Yeah, you already said that. We got Lyle.
Yeah. And then
Jackass.
Yeah, he's a jerk. Then we have the loose kind of girl who, you know, her name. What was her name? Debbie Fastlane.
Debbie was
Fastlane Debbie.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the loose girl, isn't she?
She was the sexual one.
Yeah, loose girl. It's loose.
I thought you meant like loose, like just chilled, like.
No, loose, like, you know.
Yeah, she was a sex.
Yeah, she. Well, you know, when you're introduced to the movie straddling the main character. No spoilers, just something that happens.
Yeah.
And then there's the sweet girl who's kind of intrigued by the new guy.
What was her name?
You know, I don't know.
Ah, shit, I don't either.
I forget her name. We'll say it in the next video.
Yeah.
But
she hasn't been around a lot. She's only been came in once or twice.
Okay.
So that's why.
Yeah.
I mean,
but on first impression, and we also met Danny Trejo's character Jesus, which he's a priest, and he's doing a pretty good job. I will say that in the flashback scene that he has, this is just something that happens. There is something that Sean had pointed out, and you know, it's pretty easy to take out the enemy when they're taking themselves out first. We'll elaborate on that later in the spoiler section. But as far as that goes, do you have anything to weigh on?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that how do you say this? if you're looking for a great movie that you're gonna rate 5-star, this is not the movie. So far, at least, we don't think. One thing we did notice is that it sounds like they're reciting lines.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like they're cutting, and when they cut, they're going to a script and they're reading the line, and then they action, and they just say the line and it's done. It's what it sounds like.
Yeah. It just sounds like it's just like, oh, hi, yes, this is what I'm feeling right now. There was no emotional.
There was
effort.
some. I
There
mean,
was some.
with Jesus and that what's his name? The
Jesus is good,
the
and
older guy.
Hunter.
Pilot. Yeah. No.
No, the older guy, Jerry.
Yeah.
Oh, Jerry. He's he's one of the characters that he's
pilot.
introduced. He's a pilot that we'll elaborate in the spoiler section again.
They did good.
They did good. One thing that I would like to comment on is you meet the group, and the group's interactions together seem like they're kind of estranged from each other. You know, like they're not used to each other. But it's commented on that they've been together for 3 months. Okay, so if they've been together 3 months, they should have some sort of camaraderie or something. But as you meet the characters, their relationship seems to get closer, so they have better interactions with each other, which is odd because it seems like their relationship's growing on camera when they've already been together 3 months.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of odd. But this is the 30-minute mark. We'll join back up where?
At the end. Or should we do close to the end, or should we do at the end?
What? Let's see. There's about an hour left, so.
No, there's about 30 minutes left, isn't there?
Oh,
okay, I know. I thought this was a half mark. Okay.
Okay. We're 30 minutes in, so we'll see you again at the 60 minute.
Yeah, we'll see you a bit. Well, at the end, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see you around the end. Okay. All right, guys. We'll talk to you in a little bit. Okay, we're at the 60-minute mark, and we've seen quite a bit of stuff. We've seen character development, character flaws, deodorant commercial sex scenes. I mean, okay, where do we start for the 60-minute mark? Without getting into too many spoilers.
That's for the end.
Yes.
Well, what's happened since last time? I don't want to say anything we've already said. Because
well, we learned that her name was Allison. The woman's name that we couldn't place earlier was Allison. So let's see. Jerry, he's the old guy who's the mechanic for the team. He's not much of a mechanic, but he's the pilot.
Will be the pilot.
Yeah, he will be. Then there's, of course, comic relief, and we have that, and more characters than you'd think.
Yeah.
There's very cheap sex appeal in this in the movie.
Yeah.
Like a random strip scene came out of nowhere. They were talking about violence, and then a woman started stripping.
Yeah.
A woman in the group. That's there's also the very gender relevant running camera shots.
Yeah. There's a lot of ass shots.
Yeah, there's a lot of running shots, but there's two different types of running shots. There's the running shots where they're trying to get the hell away from whatever's chasing them. And then there's
the shots where the ass is
exactly. So as of right now, the 60-minute, because there's so many spoilers dwelled into what's happening since we've gotten to the 60-minute mark, there's not a lot we can say for this part until the end. So is there anything else you want to leave off with?
Well, I'd just like to say that the movie is good. I mean,
yes, it is good.
It's good so far. I mean,
for what it is, it's good.
Yeah.
For what it is.
For the mellow act, I guess.
For classic B-movie movies, at least it knows what it is.
Yeah. And it claims it.
Yeah.
I mean, if it didn't claim it, it would have been done by now. But I mean,
if it would have said that it was like an Emmy-winning, Oscar nomination, amazing drama fest, then I would have been mad.
Yeah.
I would
have been calling some people and saying some polite words to them.
Yeah, I have a few word exchanges. It's like, excuse me. But again, there's not a lot of things we can get into right now because we're in the 60-minute mark, so there's a lot of spoilers, so I can't really get into a lot of the touchy subjects until the end. So the next time we see each other, you might want to cut off the video because there's spoilers.
Yeah, so... Yeah.
So no spoilers until after the movie. We'll see you at the end, my friends.
See ya.
Okay, everybody, the gloves are off. If you want to watch this movie and you don't want us to spoil anything, cut off now. But if you want to hear our unedited feelings and views on this movie, then stick around because spoilers are coming. Okay, all the characters. Let's say, okay, the main character, he was the classic, a classic from the 80s classic, cheesy guy that's alone.
He reminded me like a greaser. Like he was a
Yeah,
hard ass.
he was just like, ugh. Sounds like he smoked a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
He's just like, ugh. Even in his mind. And that's one thing that I just not thought of. His inner monologue, the way that he was referencing things. Who would be thinking like that? Okay, so he was pretty good. They actually built on his character some, with his wife and kid being dead and stuff like that. That was actually something. One thing, I get that they were trying to portray that he was numb, and so that he's been through some stuff that really taken his heart out. But I think he would have been falling apart.
Yeah.
Because there would still be something there of him talking about slipping in his daughter's brains. I would have been breaking down. And okay, sometimes less is more, but some people can take less and go a mile.
Yeah.
So it really just depends. I don't know. I don't think that was portrayed well in that part. Allison, I think it was kind of. Allison was the kind of person that's like she's one way her entire life, and there's a shell that's built around her.
Yeah.
She's supposed to break out. She broke out rather easily.
Yeah, that I didn't really like that. I mean, usually in movies like better movies, they would have that character that that they show that betrays to be.
Yeah, she's like the
closed
kind of
in.
the stuck up
and not like
introvert.
Keep my virginity for until I'm 80.
Yeah.
But and they just like as soon as that guy grabbed a hold of her, it snapped. Like her personality changed. She was a different person.
It wasn't really like it wasn't particularly like a pearl inside a clam. Clams are really hard to open with the pearl. It wasn't like that. It was more like an egg.
Yeah.
Just one good whack, it cracks open.
It takes the right man.
Oh man. Okay, so there's those guys. Then there's Lyle, which was the comic relief. Well, he wasn't the comic relief. He was the guy.
Douchebag.
He was the douchebag that you wanted to see die since you first saw him in the scene at all. Again, I want to bring up the cheap sex thing. I thought that was so. That was so bad.
Oh Jesus.
Funny man, the clown that had the chainsaw.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Funny man. Okay, so funny man. I don't know how to feel about this. I've seen it a lot.
Yeah, he's like the crazy psycho that doesn't give a fuck about anybody.
Yeah, even when he gets cut. That is literally not giving a shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how was that possible though. He got cut in half, but he was still.
You can go into some things that actually happened. Like some people's been shot in the brain and they live. So maybe it's possible, especially in a world like that, with basically you can't have any mental operation or functionality. But still something about it. I don't know. It didn't hit me right. I don't think.
I don't know. I think every horror movie has that one guy.
Yeah.
That one psychomaniac that does not give a shit.
Well, certain things can pull it off. Halloween,
Yeah.
he went through some shit and he got up and walked off.
Oh, yeah.
And you can kind of get that because he was a homicidal maniac.
Yeah.
That really didn't care. Jerry, there wasn't much to Jerry. They kind of had you thinking one thing about Jerry.
Jerry was the
guy that was supposed to be driving the plane.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. They had you thinking one way about Jerry, like they didn't have you. The movie didn't have you making you feel like that. His acting made you feel like it was a ploy. Like, come on, kids, I can take you to safety.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
were talking about that during the 30-minute break when we took a break and you got something to drink and we talked about the movie, not on camera, but we talked and we were saying that he seemed a bit suspicious. Like he was leading them onto danger. Like
he seemed to be the pile of candy under a box that's being suspended by a stick.
Yeah.
But it wasn't because the movie made you feel that way.
Yeah,
I think it was his acting.
His
I think it was his
acting.
acting.
We clearly saw it because he didn't. We don't think he led him to anything. So I mean,
all the other characters are kind of 2D, flat. You
Yeah.
know? So there's not much to dwell
not
into.
great acting.
You have the cheap sex actress. You know, the one where it's just sex appeal.
The serious badass.
Then there's the serious badass, and then there's the kid that just is like
the
wants to
horny
get laid.
kid, the horny teenager.
Which is the brother to Allison, the thin shell woman.
Yeah, well, the eggshell.
Yeah. Okay. So one thing that I have to point out before we get to the big thing, I think we both know what the big thing is. Every character, I don't know what it was. Maybe because of the infection in the air, like, you know, I don't know, the rotten flesh that's in the air because of all the zombies. I don't know why everybody in the movie had no depth perception. They could be looking at 20 zombies. I mean, there's no way. As many zombies as you see at camera at one time, there's no way that nobody could say, "Hey, what's that in the distance?" I mean, they're sitting there, they're about to escape, and then from out of fucking nowhere, they're surrounded by eaters, as they're called in the movie.
Okay, so before the 30-minute break, me and Nikki stopped it. It wasn't even a break. We didn't film or anything, but me and Nikki were laughing so hard. It was a scene. Sorry, this is gonna ruin it for you if you were watching it. But what was the guy? The jackass. What was his name again? Lyle. Yeah, Lyle and the sex. What was her name?
Is she Debbie? Fastlane Debbie.
Fastlane Debbie and Lyle were about to get it on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so here's how it was. Debbie was facing one way, and say I was Debbie. He was Lyle, and there was a door. It was a pretty big door behind Lyle.
Yeah.
And she was all like watching him get undressed, and a zombie comes and kills him, and she didn't even say anything.
I don't know about most people's vision, but if I saw somebody coming up behind you, I think I would catch it.
Yeah. I mean, the door was pretty wide too.
Yeah. It wasn't even directly behind him.
Yeah.
There was a good 4 feet between him and the door.
Yeah, it was
again, their base, they were there for 3 months.
yeah.
3 months. And the zombies walked in as if it was a catered event. And apparently it was, because some people die.
Okay, so next, one of the big things that me and Nikki were going to talk about was I said I was going to talk about it.
You should bring this up.
So there's this. I don't know if you guys know, but the game Left 4 Dead. There's different kinds of zombies. There's your normal zombie that just runs at you, which is what the main zombie is in the movie.
Kind of just like a.
And then there's the tanks, the big ass zombies, the one that are like muscular, Dwayne Johnson looking motherfuckers.
9 foot the rocks.
Then you have your tanks and your boomers, and I don't know. You have to play the game to know, but if you don't play the game,
just
there's
look
different
it up.
zombies. The tank, for instance, there was something random. In this movie, out of nowhere comes a big ass zombie, and it's like a mutant.
Yeah, and it didn't even look like it.
They had no explanation. It was only in there about 3 times. There was 3 different ones in there.
Yeah, there was 3 different ones.
No explanation. Nobody knew what it was. No, nothing about this zombie was said. It was just there, killed. Nothing said about it.
And there's nothing even really that goes into depth on the genoid that they're injecting. The I forget what it's called. Forgive me for that. But
I mean, if that dude was 9 foot, swole as hell before he was a zombie, my bad. But what the fuck was that?
Yeah, you gotta address the mutants.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have a mutant, okay, the serum that they injected turned people into zombies. Everybody was a zombie. Everybody that was infected was a classic zombie. Their faces were all decayed. You know, they would eat people and stuff like that. Some people had rationality about them. Some were smarter than the others. Well, some were trickier than the others, as they say in the film. Not smart, tricky.
Yeah. There's a difference.
Yeah. They said they turned into zombies. What happened? What happened in the evolutionary step that they got injected, and then it's like, I'm starting to feel a growth in their spine.
And they're like gotten swole. But my question is, if that is the reason, why didn't it happen to everybody?
Exactly.
What was different from the mutant than the normal flesh-eating fucker?
Yeah, the normal flesh eating, and then the giant, tall Dwayne Johnson looking motherfuckers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Even if you could, okay, this basically, I guess it just leaves fans into speculation. You know, you could say, okay, maybe they took a bunch of the stuff, maybe they took a bunch, like, overdose, and maybe that's how they became the mutants. But that's another thing in the question.
Why didn't
they explain it?
Yeah,
why didn't they just sit us down? We're not a group of kindergartens here. Why didn't you just, like, sit us down? It's like, okay, kids, you want to know why that's there? Okay, the second one.
Okay.
That gets my goat. Yeah, the one with the main character.
Okay.
You can bring this up.
No, I thought you were gonna do it.
Oh, I can. Okay, it's cool. We can both bring this up together.
Yeah.
Okay. I like this to an extent. When I first saw it, I was shocked. That doesn't happen a lot to me in a movie. The main character that you've been following. Again, this is spoilers.
Yeah.
The main character you've been following. He gets stabbed in the chest. I mean, this bitch gets shanked by fingers off of the unexplained mutant.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and the mutant has long ass claws.
Yeah.
Like what is it? Wolverine.
Yeah, like Wolverine abomination things.
Who knows, man?
But so he gets stabbed in the chest, and that shocked me. The fact that they the fact that they went to kill him like that.
I mean, usually in like a type of movie that's like dramatic, because it was like a real dramatic moment. They're like, what was Hunter?
Yeah.
Hunter, come back to the truck.
That was actually good.
And he was like, it was like because he ran out of bullets. Like he pointed the gun, and he was like, click, and it was like a big dramatic moment.
That
was just like
moment I expected, you know.
And then the mutant goes. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah,
like,
he just goes Darth Vader. Luke, I am your father.
Yeah, like
it goes through his chest.
It was fucking weird.
And then when he pulled out the grenade, that was different. When the gasoline's pouring out, pouring out because the gas tank was locked over when the mutant came in, and then he stabbed him. And the gas tank was went over. I was expecting classic horror movie. It's impossible because if the lighter falls, the wind will catch the lighter.
Yeah.
Lighter won't catch it. Hit the gasoline.
Yeah.
Fire.
Oh,
they didn't do that.
Before we do the big one.
Yeah.
But I have something to say. But
you can go ahead.
Okay. You remember whenever he kept opening the magazine and the random light out of the Star David light or whatever came down. So what was his name? I'm not good with names. Ricky. The
horny one, right?
The horny teenager. He was
Allison's brother.
The soft shell one. He was just a teenager. He was I guess he was going through his hormones or something. And he had these porno magazines under his mattress. And every time, it was weird because every time he opened them, a light would come out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
It was like it's like a movie like you see someone, like they have a beautiful girl, it's like, well, this was like a random light that shined over his shoulder onto the magazine.
It was a red light. It's just like, boner alert.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. But something weird that, once again, was not explained was they all, when they were, because after their base got raided, they went to the truck and they kept traveling and they found a place. And they went into this room and there was this refrigerator that they had opened.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that.
The same light from his porno magazines came into the fridge, but they all threw up. And they had no explanations. Nobody said what was in there. And it was just random as hell. Like, they walk in there, see the fridge, light shines down, the same light. It was, why the light? That wasn't even needed.
It was the same light as the boner light.
And they all start throwing up, and I was just like, "What the hell?" I mean, a little bit of explanation, like, what the hell? Where did that light come from?
Exactly. I can kind of forgive that because you can kind of think, oh, leave it up to your imagination,
Yeah.
But to the same extent, this movie has been a movie that doesn't cower away from showing the things that you normally wouldn't see in a movie. I don't know. But you can't justify it either because if they don't want to shy away, then why would they shy away from this?
Who the hell knows? But
back to the main character and the mutant, the unexplained mutant. Gasoline's pooling underneath them.
Pouring.
And because the monster knocks it over, the monster stabs the main character. The main character reaches into his jacket. You think, okay, he's gonna pull out the lighter. Throw it in there. No, he pulled out a fucking grenade. Which, they show him picking up guns. They never show him picking up a grenade. No. And it explodes. Well, shit. Well, you think, okay, main character's about this big on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And it cuts to Allison and Ricky.
But, yeah, one thing he was saying is he was literally 5 maybe 4 or 5 inches away from this grenade, and it has this huge explosion. It kills the monster.
Yeah.
It blows him to pieces.
Monster's dead.
The big huge mutant guy with the big fucking shoulder muscles and everything, he's dead to pieces.
Yeah.
And where's Hunter?
Oh,
sitting.
Hunter?
He's sitting, smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
Right there. I mean, sorry if they have that one thing, you know how they change the camera and then they show the explosion and he happened to get off his long 45,000-inch claws before the grenade exploded, but they never showed that. So, hell if I know.
He is now. Of course, earlier this is something that I forgot to mention. He revealed that he had taken that medication that turns you into zombies. I don't know why he didn't turn into a zombie. Like I said, they don't. Like we've said, they don't explain certain things about the serum that I think it's necessary.
Yeah.
So you can go into the consideration. Okay, he's a zombie. That's why he didn't die. He was 4 inches away
From a grenade.
from a grenade.
And the big, huge guy, nowhere to be found.
Yeah, the swole motherfucker, he's disintegrated. But the human being that didn't even turn full zombie,
Smoking a
perfectly
cigarette.
and he starts talking about, it's like, of course they didn't get the job done. If you want the job done, you gotta do it yourself.
And he does some weird. Does he slit his throat? Or?
Well, they don't really show the knife. It's really quick.
Yeah.
But he grabbed a knife and he cut his throat.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so
I thought so.
He did kill himself.
If that kills him, then son of a bitch. What?
Why? That makes perfect sense. I can see this train of thought. It's like, how do we end this movie? I don't know how to end this movie. Okay, he survives a grenade.
So let's have him slit his throat.
So, kill him with a knife. What? I don't get that. If a grenade ain't gonna kill you, a knife ain't gonna kill you, man. If anything, you'll just be a head rolling down the sidewalk saying, hey, can you pick me up? There's gum on the side of my face.
Oh, shit.
Anyway, my expectations were not raised, and they were not lowered. There was shock, I will say that.
They're exactly. Yeah.
I was shocked that he was stabbed.
Yeah. I was shocked that some of the things they did. I was just shocked. Very shocked. Like it's very predictable. If you guys want to watch it, you guarantee you can. Well, I wouldn't bet money before you watch it, but as you're watching it, I bet you could be like, oh, I bet this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it'll happen.
It's one of those movies that if you had about like a couple of ones in your wallet, you would be very comfortable betting. You're like, oh, I bet that's gonna happen.
And you would probably win some money.
Mm-hmm.
But like what I mean by I wouldn't bet before I don't even mean bet. I wouldn't bet before the movie because you don't know what kind of movie it's gonna be.
Yeah.
But once you get watching it and see how everything's rolling, I mean, I would be throwing it out there.
Overall,
But whoever bets on movies.
on movie night, how would we rate this? On a scale, let's start a scaling integral. 1 to 10.
1 to 10. Well,
And
hold on.
and
Am I
not
gonna-
like in movies overall. I mean of B movies, because this was a B movie.
Okay, so am I gonna rate it over my expectation?
Over yours.
Okay.
My expectation. I'll get to mine as yours.
Okay. On the scale of movies, first I'm gonna do 2 scales. My scale of what I expected, and then the scales of all movies that I think. On the scales of how great this movie could have been of all movies, I'm gonna rate it about a 1.
1.
A 1. If what I expected, I'm gonna rate it about a 6 because I expected everything that was happening in this movie that it happened. But I mean, some of the weird things that surprised me. That's why it's rated a 6, not a 10. Because what I expected of this movie is exactly what I got. Like he said earlier, my standards weren't raised and my standards weren't lowered.
I'm gonna try to do the 2 thing too. I'm gonna go with, as far as my expectations for a B movie, about a 6, the same as you. Because I expected something. I walked away from saying, "Wow, that was a movie." That was something I watched. Nothing like, "Hey, check this out."
That's an hour. An hour and 50 minutes. I'll never get back from sunlight.
I wouldn't. I mean, I would tell people about it. I wouldn't shy away because it was a good movie for what it. You had to expect something going into it, and from what I expected, it was about what I expected, about a 6.
Yeah.
Overall, I wouldn't even give it a rating. It doesn't rank up. I mean, it doesn't fare up against other movies that are just B movies, like Like, you have classic B movies. Jason Voorhees, that's considered one of the biggest B movies of all time. And on a B movie scale, that's a 10.
Yeah.
And in the world of B movies, it doesn't rank up. It doesn't. It can't. My expectations, it ranks up to a 6, but not in B movies overall.
Yeah.
Well, that was movie night with Sick Nick.
Sean, just call me Sean.
And
I got a famous name.
So, thank you guys. Tune in for another movie night.
Yeah, we'll be back. I mean, we're probably. I will edit this out later, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say it because I've already started. But if Nick agrees, we will probably just watch another movie and make another video, but upload it some other time.
Yeah.
Because
it
is only 1:32, and I don't believe we were going to bed for a while.
Probably not.
So we will probably watch a few movies and give some rankings and voting on this because I really like this. And this is something we don't have to have a big ass camera and set up and for. I mean, this is simply, honestly, if you want to know, this is simply an computer. Well, we were gonna do it on my computer, but
we had a lot of complications with how we're gonna do it.
If you guys know, I have Linux, and it's not very cooperative. So we're using an iPad for the movie and my phone to record. So it is very simple, nothing big, and a light, and some. You see the badass posters in the background.
Oh, yeah. And it was funny because they referenced the turtles.
Yeah, and
there's
a zombie movie. So
zombie
we didn't even plan that. That's just posters we have in the back. And yeah, nothing big. I mean, cat here.
While that's on my mind, that was an odd, obscure reference.
Yeah,
he attacked them like a Ninja Turtle.
That was a bit odd. I remember that. Who knows? Well,
Anyway.
we will be seeing you guys again. What is it gonna be?
Movie night?
When are we gonna upload?
When are we gonna upload this?
We can do movie nights every night, but I mean, when are we gonna upload?
I don't know. We probably upload every Friday night because that's normally the family movie night.
It may change. It may stay the same, but from now it is going to be every Friday night. We might have some special premiere times, like where we post a few videos, maybe.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're probably going to be watching a few movies, so we'll be pretty stocked. And I come over to Nick's pretty often.
Yeah.
When I can. So yeah, we will be seeing you guys again. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe and like our video.
Like, comment, subscribe, share it to all your friends, and if you like the movie, share it with them too.
Yeah, and we will definitely be making more. Oh yeah, comment. We will be watching movies that you guys want us to watch. As long as it's on Netflix, we are not going to go buy some movies because
maybe in the future.
Yeah. We go out and buy some, but we're not going to keep going and buying and buying and buying. We're just going to do what we got on Netflix. And
this is two guys watching a movie that have relative intelligence in the fair field of movies, and just like you guys, trying to find something to watch.
Yeah.
And
if you guys would like to do this too, we would like to see your videos.
Oh,
You comment your channel, or just actually comment. We'll go to your channel, and we'd be happy to watch y'all's videos and learn from y'all if y'all are more experienced, and teach you something if you're not experienced. But like I said, comment some videos you'd like us to watch, and we'll be more than happy to give an explanation and a rating on it. So
this is Sick Nick.
This is Sean. See you guys later.
And we'll see you next movie night.
Yeah.